Welcome to the next lecture on the course Introduction to R Programming. Now in this lecture, we are going to understand some concepts related to the import of data. What do we really mean by import of data? You see, whenever you want to manipulate any data set, the data set has to be present on your computer, and this data set may come from different sources. First option is that you can create the data set yourself. For example, you open a spreadsheet and try to enter the data, and even when you are trying to save the spreadsheet, there can be different forms to save that spreadsheet. For example, comma spread, separated values, text format, and say some other thing. Beside this thing, it is also possible that data is available from other sources. These sources can be somebody already has entered the data in some other computer, and you want to import that data on your computer where you want to do the analysis using the R software. Another option can be that data is uploaded somewhere on some internet site and you want to download it, or you want to work on that data set directly. So these are different possible ways in which the data set can be available to us. And in this lecture, we are going to concentrate that how to read this data set into the R software. Once you can read the data set into the R software, then you can do all other manipulations which you have learned in the earlier lectures, and those which we are going to learn in the further lectures. So let us try to start our lecture with this. First, how to set up directories. That means which directory you are working, where your files are stored. Then importing data files. We will discuss different ways of importing data. One is from directly internet. So another one, CSV, comma separated values file, Excel file with extension .csv, which can be stored in the computer, that you can load into R software. Then reading tabular data means text files from the computer. So from internet source is one, using directly internet link. Then two from computers with different formats. One is CSV, another one text file that can be in the tabular data form. Finally, conclusion. Then whatever we reviewed, the purpose of this lecture, you can recall again. So whenever you want to work with a data file, that data file has to be located in some directory on your computer. And you have to instruct the R software to read the data from the directory only. So you have stored somewhere, it may be a documents or downloads or C drive or D drive or E drive somewhere. But we have to direct to R software by providing the path, by setting the directory. That is the first thing. So there is a default directory in the R software, and it is not always possible to put the data in the default directory. But we would like to put the data at a place which is convenient to us, but we have to set that directory. So for example, if you want to read the path of the directory in the R, then how to get it done means, first of all, once you start with R, you would like to see where is the working directory, from where or say from which location this R software is fetching the data. So these can be resolved using R software by using the following commands. So the first one is setting up directories. We can change the current working directory by using the following command. You can use setwd. Set, W stands for working, D stands for directory. This is the command we have to use. setwd. Within parentheses, within double quote, you can provide the location of the data set. So how to find the location of the data set? You can search where the file is located. Then you can right click on the file, click on the details. There you can see one path is identified by prefixing path C:/ documents / something. So that path you need to enter here, where your file is located. You no need to mention file name. Simply you can give the path where the file is located. Suppose the file is located in documents or in downloads or in C drive or E drive. That path you can provide here, location of the data set. For example, here, so I used in my system. In E drive, I created one folder with RMM. In that, another subfolder or software training. This is the actually location. So I have copied this location by opening R software training folder. By right clicking there, I have copied the path. So here you can use within double quotes the drive name : / this is forward / we have to use. So this complete path you need to copy and paste here. Or same thing you can use backward / So / you can use. If it is single / means you can use only forward. So same path name. So you can set like this. Then after setting the directory path, then you want to see the path. The following command returns the current working directory. You can use getwd. Get working directory. Previous one, set working directory. So whenever you can run this command, what is your current path it displays. Here you can see. So now initially, wherever you are working, after opening R software, I'll come to R software. So initially, whenever you are starting the R software, first you can type get working directory. Here you can see. So my working directory is under C with 00 RMM R software online course, so and so. Here is the folder name. In that subfolder, actually I made week wise one folder. This is week 6. This topic is related to. This is my current directory. Actually earlier it is different. So I reset the path in previously. So here also we will set the path. First initially set working directory. So now by default path earlier what it is. So it is a document. Here you can copy. Let us see. So open on Notepad. You can copy that path. Here it only showing. So actually, you can select it one file, then you can clearly get. For example, here you can see. So I have chosen one file, then you can right click. Here you can see users admin documents. This is the path actually. So if I will set this path, so I have to copy here, then use again. But see, whenever you can run this command, it shows error. So the reason just now we already seen. Whenever you can use single slash, you have to use forward slash. Now this is backward slash is used. So you have to change the slash symbol. But whenever you can copy the path, by default it copies backslash only. So you can change the slash symbol. Now you can see. Now it is not showing error. Now this path is set now. Now if you want to see whether the path is set or not, you can call this command get wd, get directory, get working directory. So now the directory, the path is changed to this default actually, users admin documents. But you can use wherever your data set is available, you can use that path. So now, see before working, again we will reset the path where the file is stored. So that is use of set working directory, get working directory. Then coming to importing data files. So here, 3 ways we are going to discuss. The first one, importing data from internet source. Then importing Excel data from our computer where the file is stored. Third one, importing tabular data file, which is called as text data, text file from our computer. Then there are other software sources also there that we will discuss in next class. So here, what are the R possibilities we will see. Suppose we have some data on our computer and we want to import it in R. Different formats of files can be read in R. The following are different file formats. The first one, comma separated value, which is abbreviated as CSV, Excel file. Then table file or tabular data file, so which is called as text file. So these two we will demonstrate in this lecture. Then spreadsheet, that is MS Excel file. Then files from other software like SPSS, Minitab, that is statistical software solutions, Minitab. These are other formats. This is SPSS is one software, Minitab is another software. With these extension files also, you can import. That we will discuss in our next lecture. So in this we will demonstrate CSV, text file and internet data. So all these file formats can be imported into R. R can read all these file formats. Now we will see one by one. One can also read or upload the file from internet site. We can read the file containing rent index data from the website. So from IIT Kharagpur website with in the name of Salab R course. So munichdata.asc, this is the file name actually. So you want to access this file directly from the internet by using the command read.table. So that the result I am storing in data temporarily, the vector name data equal to read.table. So for all formats you can use read.table only command. So within parentheses file equal to, you can specify the location. The URL address you can paste here directly. Within double quotes http colon the URL address. So till this one munich data.asc. Close the quotations, comma, then you can set header equal to true. That means headings. Whenever you can mention this one or without mentioning also, the column headings will be displayed. That we will see. If it is false, what will happen also we will see. So whenever you can run this one, then the data can be imported and that can be stored temporarily into the vector data. Now whenever you can call data, this database is displayed here. Now you can work out with that data. You can do some manipulations. Here you can see. So after running this command, the data from this internet site is imported to the vector data. Then whenever you can call the data, so this is the database actually. So different column names variables with the different data types. Then serial number is also there, row number. So we will also test this one. So now read dot table file equal to, that is very difficult to type this URL, so I already copied. I will open that file. So you will also copy in somewhere the path, then directly you can paste here. So here the command, see within the parenthesis, I am copying directly this one. The result is storing in the vector data. Now you can see. So here I copied, you can observe here. So the data is imported to the name what I used data equal to read dot table file equal to within double quotes. You can copy that internet URL address wherever that file is located with file name dot extension also, comma header equal to true. Now you can see take some time because loading from the internet. So now it entered into next line means automatically data is loaded into the vector name data. Now you can see. Simply call that vector data. Here you can see many records are there. Here you can see. This is the database. So importing data from the internet using the read.table file equal to the URL, comma header equal to true. Yeah, this is the output. Now that is one way. Now working with the various operations on data. First, after discussing the CSV file import, we will work out a similar fashion any database. You can apply the same operations. Then importing data file from CSV file, comma separated values, that is Excel file. First set the working directory where the CSV file is located. So using the first command what we discussed, set working directory equal to location of the data set. So set working directory setwd. So the path we have to copy where the file is located. Then to read that CSV file, the command is read.csv, specifically we have to use. Then within bracket file name.csv. Whereas other than CSV, it may be a table or any format. You can use read.table. Earlier, see what we used. You can say read.table. Now you have to use read.csv within double quotes. That file name with extension is compulsory. That we have to give. So here I have downloaded the latest COVID data from one of the internet source. So that is age group details. So that can be stored in one location. Now I will minimize and show where that file is located. Now you can see. So here you can see 00 RMM online course 06 week 6. See the file name is this one, age group detail CSV. Here you can see, which is a Excel file. Here you can see comma separated value file. Whenever you can place cursor, it shows the description CSV, comma separated file. With extension is CSV, which is part of the spreadsheet. Excel means it extension is .xls or XLSX. but CSV separate. That means the data, first you can see what it contains. Open this file. Let us see what it contains. Here you can see. So similar format of table with column headings, then rows with values. So this is the data you want to import to R. Now see where this file is located. Here you can see the path. So this entire path you need to copy and set as your working directory. Now use the command, this one, set WD. So you have to set the directory. Why? Because recently we set to default one, C user admin document, but our file is located in other place. So you can set the file located path. Now I have done this one. Now if you want to see this path is set or not, use get W. Simply you can enter. See the new path is created now. Now use the command read.csv. This command also copied here. So the data can be stored with the name COVID. Now you can see. So read.csv, for especially CSV data, we have to use read.csv. So the file name you can give within double quotes with extension. A is group details .csv. See, A is A capital, group G capital, details D capital. So whatever the file name, you can give as it is here. You can see A is group details, AGD are capital. Here .csv by default extension is not there. Actually, this is saved in the form of CSV only, so it won't show extension here. But we have to give the extension there. So .csv we give. Now we can run. Now this Excel file is imported to R and that can be stored into the vector COVID. Now you can type the vector name COVID. How you can see. So that file is imported and the data is stored in the temporary vector COVID. Now you can work out with this data to calculate some of the computations, data analysis. This is COVID related latest data. Today I have downloaded. So A is group total cases, then percentage, 0 to 9, 22 cases, percentage. This is Indian COVID data, age group details. Now with this, we will do some data analysis on this COVID data. See what are the operations we will perform. So after running this command, this is the output we got. So this is the screenshot we copied, whatever the output obtained here. Now some operations. See earlier we have here header equal to, in the internet data we used header equal to true. Suppose here header equal to false, what will happen? Data files have many formats and accordingly we have options for loading them. If the data file does not have header in the first row, then we have to use header equal to false. Data file dot CSV, comma header equal to false. If no headings are there, in any data there is no heading, but in our database we have heading, serial number, that age group details, percentage, number of cases. So if some cases the database does not contain headings, at that you can use header equal to false. Then we have to set our own headings also. Now you can see, whenever you can set header equal to false, it sets default headings like V1, V2, V3, V4. It start with V. Variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 and so on. Like that. Default it takes V1 to whatever the variables, whatever the attributes. Now in our database, we have serial number, age group, total cases, percentage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 variable names are created. Whenever you can use header equal to false. Now we will also run this one. So here after the file name, comma header equal to false, capital F or full form FALSE. Now we can call that COVID vector. See, now you can see the column names are created. Already we have headings, just we have testing on the same data. If you can take another new data set without headings in that Excel, then you can create the column heading names by providing header equal to false. Then V1, V2, V3 and so on. Then we will rename also this V1, V2 with our own names also. That is also possible here. Now you can see this is the output what we obtained. So if you can put header equal to true, or you can remove, default it displays with original headings only. TRUE true. Now call the COVID. Now you can see that V1, V2 are removed, or without giving the true also default. It displays the original headings, whatever, same, no change. But if you want to provide default headings with your own, earlier if you don't have headings, you can use header equal to false. Now, providing names for the columns. The resulting data frame will have columns V1, V2 and so on. Just now we saw. We can rename the header names manually by using the following command. We can use names within parentheses, the data set name COVID equal to, by using combined vector C of within double quote. So how many variables are there? You can use that number of names within double quote separated by comma. Now here we have 4 columns. So I am giving it as column 1, comma, column 2, comma, column 3 and so on column 4 within double quote separated by comma. So whenever you can run this command, then you can call your data set COVID. So see the names V1, V2 becomes now column 1, column 2, column 4. So this you can apply for the command whenever you use it header equal to false. For that we can apply where V1, V2, V3 are stored. Now we will also try to run this one. So first you can call the data COVID data with header equal to false case. Now see this one. So in this you can see V1, V2, V3 and so on there. Now you can rename by using the command names within parentheses. The vector name we have to provide COVID. So equal to, by directly you can provide by using C of vector column 1. Whatever the names you can give, those names will be displayed. Suppose column 1, we have 4 variables. So you can copy same thing, just change the number. Now this is column 2, then column 3, then column 4. Total 4 columns we have. Now V1, V2, V3, V4 becomes now column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Now you can call the COVID. The data original vector only you can call. See automatically, here you can observe. In the above V1, V2, V3, V4 now renamed with our own names. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 and so on. So manually this can be done by using the command names. That is one operation on this data. This is the output after demonstration, this one. Then some more, we can provide separators also in between the data. If you want to provide some space tab, we can set the delimiter with SCP, which is called a separator. If it is tab delimited, tab one tab space, use separator equal to, so within double quote /t. So for that, the command is data equal to read.csv, filename.csv, comma, separator equal to within double quote /t. So whenever the data is tab delimited. So if it is space delimited, space maybe one space, two spaces, not tab, then you can use separator equal to double quotes with space. You can provide one space. Then the command is same. Here separator equal to space you can give within double quotes. So these two will work out on our same COVID data. So let us see. So our age group details, whatever read.cs we have done. So after file name, you can provide these separators. You can clear the console. So COVID, which one we can call COVID equal to at the time of creation. Now you can see. So here you can remove the header. Now we are using the first one SCP equal to separator equal to first you can use /t if it is tab delimited. Now we can call COVID. Now here you can see. So after entering one tab, see how many lines it skips default. See the data is moved earlier. It started at serial number age group. Now you can see it is moved towards right tab space. Whereas whenever you can use separator equal to with space only, one space. But here exactly the difference we can't identify in this example. You can take one CSV file without space, then with the tab space, two different you can take, then you can test it. There clearly you can get. So here you can see similar, looks similar to the previous one, but here it takes only space. That means one space. Then it takes tab, one tab space. That means one tab contains more number of spaces. Like that, you can format the data for viewing purpose. Here you can see the outputs what we demonstrated with the tab delimited with the space delimited data. That is about importing of CSV data file and working on CSV data file for various operations. Now finally we will see reading tabular data file, which is called as text file. So tabular data files are text files with a simple format. Each line contains one record. Within each record, fields, items are separated by a one character delimiter. That may be a space or tab or colon or comma. This is the text file format. So each record contains the same number of fields. Now how the text file can be imported to R? So we want to read a text file that contains a table of data. We'll use same read.table command, which is used and it returns a data frame. The syntax is after setting the path read.table, we have no need to mention the path name again. Directly file name with the txt extension within double quotes you can mention. Then you can see the current path where your file is located. So you can give this command read.table. So here I have taken one text file, same COVID age group I have converted into text file, COVID ages.txt. Now I will open that file where it is located. Now you can see. In week 6 only, here you can see this is the text file. Here you can see the extension text document. So COVID ages, first open it once. So it contains with tab or space delimited. Here space delimited is used. Some cases they will use comma, semicolon, different or single space. Serial number, age group, total cases, percentage, same data only, but it is text file. So you must use read dot table with the file name. Here you can see this command I already copied. Now you can run here. First clear this one. So here now you can see directly you will get the output. See here by default without giving header equal to false or true, it is showing variable 1, variable 2, variable 3. That means Excel, the text file, it is assuming no headings are there. So that's why it is creating headings for text file. Read.table, covidages.txt, v1, v2 and so on. This is the data direct read.table. This result you can store into one vector, then you can work out on this data some operations you can perform. Here this is what we demonstrated, the COVID data, age group data. So that's all about importing CSV and tabular data files into R. After importing, then you can apply whatever the commands we discussed earlier lectures, all you can apply on data. So now we stop here, we in this lecture, and I would request all of you just to have a quick look over the entire lecture and try to experiment this command on your own computer with different data sets you can take. Now on the next turn, we'll have more discussions on importing file from different types of softwares. We mentioned SPSS, Minitab, etc. From other softwares, how to import the data into R. That we will discuss in the next lecture. So till then, goodbye. Happy learning.